Welcome to Sally's Storybook. This is the last page in our little book and I feel like being a bit wonky today. So we're going to go a bit abstract and Sally is going out on the water. I've got some fabrics together which I'm hoping, she says, hoping that this is going to work and we're going to get a really nice page for Sally's book, which I've put down somewhere. Where's your book, Sally? There it is. Right, we're gonna get the sunflower page that we had last time and see if we can use that. Now, what I want is a dark patch at the top. Okay, for reasons that will become apparent. And I know I've got some flowers on it, but there's nothing that can't be helped. Okay, right. So this fabric doesn't fray. Oh, let's turn it round. I can't cut that way. I can't cut that way. We're wonky already. Bless us. Bless us. Right. Just stay flat a minute. So, something like this. And this is going to be some of our background. And I'm going to add on top of it. But I thought I'd have like one piece to work with, you know, to stitch everything down onto, because it does make life a little bit easier. So thank you, and we'll pop that away. I still haven't sewn it into the book. I was going to do that after the live and I still didn't. So this is going to be the top, and then on the bottom, oh, that could be the bottom as well, but in the middle I'm going to put some of this. All right, I've got to get the right. So I want a bit of a sky. So what I'm going to do, Sally is out on the water today, and she's been for a bit of a kayak, and it's turned an evening, and it's a lovely warm evening. And Sally's just stopping and having a look at how gorgeous all the scenery around her is. Because that's the beauty of kayaking. It's why I love it so much. Because you get to see all the things that you don't usually. Right, so think about there. This is a scarf I have now decided that I'm cutting up. I know, I've had it for ages, so it is about time it got cut up. So these are my sort of mountains, if you like. I'm not worried if it's wonky, and I really want to use this, but I don't know how to use it, but we'll see. We'll see. So we've got some sky. This is sort of a sunset. And of course we need the setting sun. Now this was off one we did last time. You'll probably remember when I did Catronaut, I did the same sort of thing. And that's what inspired me for this evening one. It's not all black and white though. So I'm looking at that bit. And I'm thinking how cool that would look. Now I may have to fold it slightly, because that's just where... Oh, Carol, stop it. Stop it. Or we can move it across a bit. That might work. This is what I really want. No, that's not going to work, is it? We need to round it. I had this trouble with the sun last time. It didn't want to play, did it? We couldn't get the right shape. Right. There we go. So that's going down in the mountains. And then I'm going to do some stitching on this bit and maybe add some more flowers and things. So first of all, I'm just going to stitch this down with just regular sewing. And I've got some threads already done, and I've got yellows, but I don't think they're going to work. I've got this funny colour. Right, so I'm going to take that off a moment. We're just going to stitch it down with some straight stitching. And I may do this and come back because this is just straight stitching, but then that's pretty much what we're doing today. So how are you interpreting Sally's boat trip? Because we did have a little chat about this on the live last week. I'm going to leave that up one more week and then I might take it down. I'm not happy that I could only get it to go sort of, you know, mobile phone. I think I want it to be like this so you can see properly. And I know everybody was going, don't worry about it, but, you know, it's not very nice watching it unless you're on your phone. If you're watching it on a TV, you just get a tiny, tiny bit of picture. So I may next time we do the live have to do on my computer or something and hope that gives us a bit more of a picture. Right. Just going to leave that. One will do. Okay, so we just want to tack this down. Was that about right? I'm not worrying too much, but I think it was about right. Maybe move it up a tad. And I do have, I think I had some orange sort of colour. There we go. Oops, and a needle. I don't need 2 needles. I'm not that clever. I can't knit. No, I can't knit. We were talking about that as well. About whether we should just try different types of stitching. There's all sorts out there, isn't there? There's like cross stitching and knitting. I don't know whether you call it stitching, but you know, knitting, crocheting as well. It's still stitching. It's still a craft using wool. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come back across there. This bit won't take long. And then we can get on with the interesting bit. I've got a very thick needle. I don't know why. I need to actually go and buy some, I think. I'm still using my second-hand ones. Or my thrifted ones. That's why they're all a bit blunt, I think. Look, won't go through. But, you know, I have got 3 layers of fabric there, so that may be a reason as well. Right, so if you did not notice or you couldn't make the last live, we are going to do them monthly. I mean, I don't want to be in your face every week doing it. So I think monthly is good. It's good for me. Hopefully good for you as well. And we'll just have a very informal little stitch along. We're going to do something different next time. I think we're going to do a bit of just because stitching. In a book, maybe, or not in a book. Don't know yet. Haven't decided. It's like a month away. I'll probably decide the week before what we're doing exactly. And I'll leave a community post up so you can see. And if you want to stitch along doing what I'm doing, just because page in something, then that would be great. If you don't want to, if you just want to get on with whatever you're stitching, people were doing all sorts. I need maybe black. I've got my little jar of odd bits, and I might split this. I only need maybe 1. I'm going to tie a big knot in it if you're not careful, Carol. There we go. And I do find I do use those. The ice cream man is coming. We have an ice cream man. Do you have ice cream men? I don't know whether it's a thing in America. It's very much a thing here. And all the children go running out. I'm going to stitch where the darker colour is, like that. Hopefully you can see now because it's a bit dark. Ow, ow, that's a sharp needle. This is another reason I don't use sharp needles. I stab myself with them. Ow, that was very sharp. Goodness me. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to follow the line of my mountain top, in inverted commas, that I can't do because my hands are full. And this inspiration came from our trip to the Lake District when we kayaked on the lake, and it was evening and the sun had gone down behind the mountains and we were still out on the lake and it was absolutely gorgeous. So I thought, oh, Sally could have a go at that. You can base this down first if you want to, or put some pins in. I'm just going to go for it. See what happens. If it goes wonky, not fussed. What will be, will be. So I've just gone behind there because I don't want to see the stitch. And I'm not going to worry about the edges because, as you know, when I put it in the book, it will have... Oh, what have I done? Oh, come through to the back. We're going to tie a knot anyway. We're not going to worry. It's looped. Not going to see it. Not going to see it. And we just have to cut off. Oh, put your needle away. Put your needle away, Carol. Right, so we're going to cut off this excess. It's like a velvet. It's really soft. Really soft. And now I'm going to stitch on my water. Now I've got loads of coloured threads, but what I'm thinking is maybe some trim or lace or something on here. Okay, so I've grabbed some blue. And my first thought was to do something with this bit at the bottom, but I've decided that I may do something with the bit at the top instead. Because I've got this, which is a little bit of that trim. And I'm just wondering what that would look like right at the very top first. So I'm just going to cut along. Because I want a very sort of dark sky. Right, I'm going to cut it slightly big because you know me. I will cut it too short. And if I've got any black left, I might just quickly pop it. I've done it again, haven't I? I've like done it in the wrong order. I should have started at the top and come down. When you do yours, start at the top and come down if you're doing any sort of scene like this. And this will be my black sky. Let's just pop this on, and this is like a velvet. It's lovely. And we're going to put we're just going to make, oh, here we go. We're just going to make the water with stitching. I may do some couching, but I think mainly stitching. Oh, I can't even see this. I don't know how you can see this. It's like, it's really hard to do because it's like velvet and really slippy, and this is not very easy either. We'll just quickly get this done and then we can get on to the cool bit. Right, I've tacked it down. I will go across the top and put it down properly in a minute. But I want to get on with doing the stitching on the water. That was the bit that, well, I was looking forward to. I've pieced that lot together. So obviously there's going to be a bit trimmed off the top. So we're getting there. So lots of blues, dark blues and sort of watercolours. And yeah, there's some yellow as well. That's from last time. Ignore the yellow. We're not using the yellow. We'll just put it over there. All right, Sally? We're nearly there. So, I think I'm just going to start. And I'm going to follow these lines. Follow? I'm going to follow these lines here, if I can get my needle to go through. Is this one of these really fat ones that won't stitch? And what we're going to do is a little split stitch or back stitch. I think a little split stitch. So I'm going to come up, if I can, between the last stitch. And it makes it a bit thicker. I could obviously do my stem stitch, but you know, I do it a lot, so thought we'd do something different. And we're going to just go follow this line. I'm not going to do the flowers. I'm just going to follow this line like it's some water. Oh, I might have to change this needle. And split stitch, you just do what the name says and you just split the stitch from behind and then go forwards. That's a split stitch. Very self-explanatory. I like it when stitches make sense. Now that's just a back stitch because I haven't split anything. So you have to come back a little bit behind where you came, where you went down. There we go. And as you can see, this is quite stretchy, so it's a bit tricky. But it was the perfect colour for my water. I've used it before. I'm going to take my glasses off so I can actually see what I'm doing. It's very strange taking my glasses off to do stuff now. I'm not entirely convinced they're the right prescription for my eyes anymore. But I only had them a few months ago. And I don't think they've changed that much. They just don't seem... I can't seem to focus. And they're like very vocal ones, so a bit strange. And you see how that's going? A few loops. We don't mind a few loops. Now I'm going to have to divert here because this is going round into a flower. And I'm not going to do that. So we're just going to carry on our own little our own little path along. Like this. So I need my hoop. This makes my fingers ache. I need my hoop. So I've done that bit. And I've just done 2 rows. I've gone over and come back. And it's a bit loopy, but that's fine. It's supposed to be water, so it's supposed to be fluid. And I want to make this edge look slightly better. So what I think I'm doing is turning that up like that. I don't have to, I suppose, but it doesn't make a lot of difference, does it? But what I am going to do is stitch it down, and I'm going to use blanket stitch. So this should be fun, because we have to get going with blanket stitch, don't we? So let's get that last loop there, and off we go. So just stitch this bit down. This isn't going to be a demonstration of anything. This is not a tutorial of blanket stitch, because you can't see it, which is slightly naughty of me, doing such dark colours. But I do have a video on blanket stitching and how to sort of start blanket stitching as well, because for me it used to be that very first stitch. Once you get going, you're okay. And it's a bit of a pickle, that first stitch. And again, I'm hoping that I'm going to leave some little loops. That looks like a little tree. And that's like a river. How cool is that? I've only just noticed that. Right, let's do some more stitching on here. And then what we'll get is, well, should we do the kayak? I don't know whether we should do the kayaker next. I want the waves on. I think it's going to be way big. I'm going to cut it out. Let's do this next. So I did draw. I sort of had a picture of me in my kayak, and I sort of tried to copy it. I'm not the world's greatest artist. You know, sometimes I can copy things, which is fine by me. I'm quite happy with my lack of drawing skills. And cutting skills, obviously. Right, now you done? No, one more little bit there. Okay, and so I've got my arms, or Sally's arms, I should say, shouldn't I? Not my arms, my drawn arms, in position, ready to paddle. And I have got an idea about how I'm going to do the paddle, so bear with me. If you do want to do a kayak, you can, if you find this a bit too fiddly, do like a sailing boat or something. She could go out for a sailing boat ride. Right, let me turn that the other way. These scissors are not ultra sharp. They seem fine until I go and try and cut something like this out. Right, let's do that little bit. Yeah, any sort of boat. I mean, a sailing boat would be quite easy. You'd just need a triangle, and then for the sail, and a little boat shape like this for the bottom. Let's take our pin out. So there we go. I think we'll just put that on. I'll just see. Let's have it that way. That was the way I was going to have it. Ha! Crashing through the waves. Let's stitch that down. It's very big. I think my boat's a bit big. I'm going to just cut it down. I don't think it's that big. That's slightly better, isn't it? Black bits everywhere. Right. So I'm going to just tack this down, then I'll come and put it on properly with some little tiny stitches afterwards. But I want to do the whole thing with you so you can see where we're going. And I'll just go maybe round the edge with a tiny blanket stitch, which is going to take quite a while. But I want to show you how I'm going to do the paddle, because I'm curious to see if it's going to work or not. It's going to be quite interesting. I've cut out 2 little pieces of felt. I know, it's very black and dark. And I'm going to do... Where is it going? Where's it going to go? Where's our kayak going to go? I had it that way, didn't I, before? So it's going to be in my hand, my paddle, going this way. So the only bit you're going to see is going to be this bit, because one end's in the water. I do make these far too complicated. I thought this was going to be a nice, easy one. I think I'll do a little like stem stitchy sort of thing, because I don't really want the loops that I got last time. So I'm just going to come up and do like a little baby stem stitch. You know, I wouldn't do one without stem stitch. Oh, that should go through my hand. There, through that hand. Sort of through the hand. This is not going well, is it, guys? It's going to be a bit of a mess, this one. Okay. It's in completely the wrong place, but we'll go with the general idea. And then all I'm going to do, that'll do, is pop the paddle on the end like that. Oh, flat side there. There we go. And just stitch that down. You know, when you have an idea in your head and then you try and transfer it to some, either to paper or to fabric. Sometimes it works. 9 times out of 10 mine don't work, but you know, I've had some fun. I've had a bit of a play. And I've been stitching with you guys. Hopefully giving you a bit of inspiration. You can have daytime in your picture. There's no rules that says you have to do exactly the same. You may. That's absolutely fine. If you want to share, don't forget we have the Facebook group. I think we're gonna change the name of the Facebook group to Hand Stitch with Carol, so that everybody can share as soon as you join it. I think there's two very simple questions, just so I know you're not a robot. Right, I'm making a right pig's ear of this, but you know, I am showing you my pig's ear attempt at doing a straight line and stitch. And I think one paddle will be sufficient, or one half of the paddle I should say, to show you that it's kayaking, because I want to do the other bit first, and I'll tuck them off in a minute. So I'm going to put that at the back because I'm going to use that in a second. I'm not going to need that. It's very wibbly wobbly, but I did say it was going to be a bit wonky today. Let's just cut that thread off. Come on, I don't need you. There. It just looks silly. So what I want to do is also do some, you know, where the sun sets. Oh, don't you come off. You have come off. Excellent. We're not using you then. You can go back. We'll do this in sort of the sun colour. And maybe I'll find a bit that's this sort of colour as well, because you've got to have the reflection in the water. So I thought maybe just some straight stitches across. Would work. Very little at the back, and then a big stitch like that, like a running stitch. But I'm not going very much at the back. Oh, that's wobbly. Oh, I haven't gone in a very straight line. But, you know, water's not in a straight line. So I'm good. I'm good. I'm going to come back quite close. Oops, not in it, but quite close to it. It wasn't supposed to be like that. Oh, funny. There we go. I'll go down there. So, do you see what I'm aiming at? Hopefully it'll look okay when I've finished. And it'll sort of fade as I come down. I just want to give the impression oops. Try actually stitching, Carol. Some nice big stitches and a little bit behind, like that. And I've got like two what are they called? Threads. I'll come back. And then I'm going to fill in with a different colour. Well, you know it's not going to be perfect. Not the aim. Right, I've got some left, so I'm going to do another row. Just do another one, I think. I didn't even go down. And back up. And come off. Right, rethread. So next time, 2 weeks' time, we're going to do Sally again, and we'll be working on the cover. And at this very moment in time, I haven't got a clue what I'm doing for Sally's cover. I I know it's going to be maybe some kind of wraparound. Maybe. I think that might work. So you may be doing sort of maybe a long snippet roll or something like that. I want some of that colour. I haven't got any of that. Oh, I have. It's in here. Look at that. We can use that. Or should we use this one? That's closer, isn't it? Oh, look at that. See, you save all your extra little bits. I'll just thread it. Okay, now I've got a slightly longer needle. So what I'm going to try and do is just go all the way across. Like that. A big stitch, little stitch, big stitch, little stitch, big stitch. And see, and I've also got 3 lengths, 3 thicknesses, 3 threads, that's the word I'm looking for, on there. And it's very long. It's very long. And little and big and it's not going to be, they're not all going to be the same length. Where am I? Which end am I? That end. That end. Didn't know which end I was at. And I mix it in with this one. All the colours get muddled up together. What do you think? We're sort of getting there. I'm going to do some more. And I'll come back when I've finished this little bit here. Because I think that's going to be enough. Goodness knows how long the video is. So I'll do a few more of these and then I'll cut back and just show you. Okay, so I've finished up my page. I've added a little bit more of the waves, and I've gone round the outside of my little Sally in her kayak. Just a little slip stitch all the way around the edge. I've finished off the reflection of the sun going down in the water, and I'm loving the way these look, my mountains. So absolutely fun page, bit tricky to sort of stitch on this fabric, but all done and ready to go in my book. So the sunflower is here. This is my last page. I have cut it so it should fit, hopefully. Maybe a bit big. My page might be a bit big. Oh, that would help. Don't look too bad together. And that is my last page. So I'm going to be doing the cover next time, like I said. And if you've got extra pages, feel free to add whatever you want in your Sally storybook. You can take her anywhere you like. And if you want to share your photos, please do. We have a little Sally's Storybook page on Facebook. So do share your work. It's lovely to get inspired by everybody's pages. And that's it for this week. I will see you all next week for a bit of, I think, what should we do? Let's do one of our upholstery squares. next week. I'll join you then. I'll see you all very soon. Bye.